What's up, YouTube? This is JP Panther back with another video, and today's video is another Star Wars news update video. And I want to talk to you guys about this because this, Kathleen Kennedy, she's been, running her mouth. She's on Rolling Stone and I guess interviewing her and stuff like that. So this is on Yahoo.com Entertainment. It says Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy on the rise of Skywalker and the future of Star Wars. And they talk about it in the beginning, it's like, okay, Kathleen Kennedy's the successor, George Lucas, 2012, blah, 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 and, Ryan Johnson, Kevin Feige. Okay, so this is one of the things I want to talk to you guys about, right? This is what she says in the article in Rolling Stone. She says, every one of these movies is a particularly hard nut to crack. There is no source material. We don't have comic books. We don't have 800-page novels. We don't have anything other than passionate storytellers who can get together and talk about their iteration might be. We go, I'm like, first of all, we go through a very normal developing process that everyone does. You start by talking to filmmakers who think exhibit the abilities that you're looking for, and I would argue that the list is very small. People really do have these kind of movies, then the experience and ability to handle such enormous jobs these movies are. So we are trying to be thoughtful as we possibly can about making those choices. I would also argue that sometimes people get involved in normal development process and then they realize, oh my God, this is such more than I ever imagined. So it's pretty common that when you're working on movies, you're not making choices and decisions that necessarily work out exactly the way you want from the get-go. It's been an evolution process with lots of people and lots of opinions, and then you start to shape something into what eventually becomes. So I feel very fortunate, and I've worked with so many great people. J.J. Abrams, a huge fan, is incredible Star Wars passionate, and I sat down starting talking about this, and the more he got involved, the more excited he became. So I think if you ask him today, he probably wishes he's been in a situation where he could have done all these, but as I said, these are huge projects, so it's very difficult unless there's 3 or 4 years in between. It's not really physically possible. Here's the thing, right? Kathleen Kennedy, I gotta say something. You are full of shit. I'm sorry, watch my language, but it's true. She's saying that, oh, well, there's no comic book source material, stuff like that. First of all, let me G-check you, right? I have this. Tell me there's no source material. Tell me there's no source material. Tell me that there's no source material. We gotta G-check you. Tell me there's no source material. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. Yo, like, come on. You know she's full of crap. The problem is, I feel like these, Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams, the problem is that they look down on that type of stuff. I feel like they're like, no, we got to create our own Star Wars, feminist, Me Too movement franchise, and we're doing it from scratch rather than using source material. That's what Kevin Feige does, man. Kevin Feige, he's a genius, but he just cherry picks what is in the comics and just puts in a movie. Like, for example, Ultron, right? Hank Pym writes him in the comics. So let's have him change it up and have Tony create him. Okay, all the stuff that Tony Stark does, Reed Richards does. Reed Richards is Mr. Fantastic. All the stuff that Mr. Fantastic does, Tony's doing. Mr. Fantastic shot-by-shot copies off his personality and things like that. You know what I mean? But like, he cherry picks. He takes from the source material, puts it in there, change it up a little bit so it feels fresh and new for everybody. Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger and, J.J. Abrams and all these other guys, Lucasfilm, they did not want to do that type of thing because they look down on that type of stuff. They're not going to ask a novelist, they're not going to ask a comic book writer on what you think about this trilogy and stuff like that. They're not going to ask their opinions and their thoughts or give their input on these type of franchises, especially when you spend like $300 or $400 million into these movies. Then you have corporate interference. Then you have a council. Then you have all these other corporate greedy shareholders, investors interfering and telling you got to cut this out, cut that out, cut this out, cut that out, and tell you what you can and can't do, they're not going to look at that kind of stuff because they look down on it. And if they would have used a lot of the stuff from the source material, they wouldn't have as much problems. I don't think they would have any problems. Look at The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian taking stuff from the novels and the books and stuff like that. Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni does it all the time with the Clone Wars TV series, so why can't they do with the movies? I feel like they look down on that type of stuff, and they're like, this looks like trash and garbage, and when they don't use it, they look like assholes, and a lot of stuff comes back and bite them in the ass. That's just my personal opinion. And Kathleen Kennedy, and I've read the article and stuff like that, is that she literally says that we had no plan. And you can tell there's no plan. Star Wars has no plan. They use it as a corporate, greedy, feminist, Me Too movement, making the white feminist female Mary Sue Ray so powerful that she could beat anybody, and it's going to be unbelievable. And Rise of Skywalker is not going to be as good because, first of all, if you guys don't know, they're releasing it 1 week in Japan, like I guess world premiere, before it gets released in America and around the world and stuff like that. So Japan's going to get to see us 1 week before all of us. But let's be honest, we know there's going to be leaks, there's going to be spoilers, and that there's going to be people having issues. And there's already people out of the cast, stuff like that, saying that the movie is not going to satisfy everybody, and it's going to leave you more questions than answers. And I believe it's going to happen. I think this movie is going to be like another Justice League train wreck. Again, if the movie comes out and does amazing and everyone loves it, all the Star Wars fans have it, and they love it, and it's good, and I'm satisfied for the the last saga of the Endgame, Super Bowl, Avengers, NBA type final conclusion, final chapter ending, then fine, I will come back and say I was wrong, I messed up, and things like that. But you could tell Kathleen Kennedy even said in this article, she had no plan. She doesn't know what she's doing. And I do feel like as a producer, she's a business producer. But when it comes to being like a creative, like a Kevin Feige and someone who really is passionate about this stuff, she's not that type of producer. She's there for the money and the business and to see what gets done business-wise. But when it comes to being a creative and becoming like the head of a billion-dollar geek culture sci-fi corporation, she doesn't know crap, and she's just using Star Wars as her own feminist, political, Me Too movement platform. And it just shows you in this article. Again, I'm going to link the article in the description box down below so you guys can check it out and give your thoughts about it, and you guys can comment below. What do you guys think about what she's saying? Do you guys agree with her? Do you think she's full of crap? I feel like she's full of crap in my personal opinion. I apologize that I cursed, but I was like, man, I had to say that because she does not know what she's doing, and it shows you when it comes to the box office, and it shows you how the fans are receiving it. It shows you that she does not know what she's doing when it comes to this type of franchise. That's really it, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. Rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace and have a great day and take care.